Hello. Hello, hello, hello. How do you like to wake up in the morning? I hear PTM the coffee person. I like to wake up by fighting red aggro. This is round two, and I'm fighting for my tournament life against PTM, who is on blue-red heroic, but it's like nearly mono red with a blue splash. I think this matchup might actually not be that bad, despite my deck not being the best. But let's see how it goes. Winning the die roll would be a big help, let me tell you. Okay, get that a little larger. There we go. Yeah, we did not win the die roll. Okay. Ship the turn back. What are we looking at here? Hmm. Well, I don't hate this. It has four very good cards in this matchup and receive. Downlink Overload is excellent. Agent Exception, Hang, Borrow, all excellent. I'm definitely keeping this. Obviously, I'd like to draw a third land at some point, but I can hang on to just two lands for quite a bit. There's a big question of, does this hand, if I don't draw an untapped land, go turn one Murky Path or turn one Ephemeral Mine? Turn one Murky Path means I go turn one Murky Path receive. Turn two, only one mana, but I can still play Downlink. Turn one Ephemeral Mine means I do nothing turn one, but turn two I have access to two things. And I think it's turn one Ephemeral Mire, probably. Give me more options on turn two. Um, I guess the exception is if they play an Ephemia turn one, then I just Murky Path Downlink over it right off the bat. Opponent had a tough keep, it looks like. PTM, of course. Ooh. So no one drop. That's nice to see. Uh, okay, Jetstream's not exactly the card I was looking for. But I think it's going to be Ephemeral Mire. Like, if they play an Ephemia and make me for one, and then I have to down... Yeah. Basically, if I play Ephemeral Mire, I'm delaying this downlink overload a turn. I don't do it on their next turn, I do it on my next turn. But I'm not actually, like, wasting any mana. I think it's the Mire. I think it's the Mire. Also, if I play Murky Path, I'd probably leave up Overload, and if they don't play anything into Overload, then I'm really sad. Like, they just leave up Burn My Face. Yeah, it's Ephemeral Mire. If I draw another Murky Path, that's another punish. But that I only have two in the deck. Anyways, yes, PTM, Curator, and I think more than anyone else. Wow, now I'm get punished. That's something that I would want to download overload immediately. Uh, more than anyone else, I think the success of Revolution is due to PTM. Really, like their vision is what allowed this format to be what it is. So that was kind of a punish. Wow, I am punished by the second Murky Path. Ugh. Well, okay, it's not that bad. I think what this has to be is this turn, I just downlink that right now, and I run out a receive. And the next turn, I have Agent or Hang, and the turn after that, I have Borrow. So yeah, not ideal. Basically, I could have just had them. I could have not taken two and not had this memory in play, if I wanted. I'm doing this now because they have Face of Animosity, and I do not want to get blown out by a combat trick. PTM also working on two Ravnica sets right now. Well, speaking of Face of Animosity, there it goes. Cool. And then I will just run out a receive. Not that one. Which I will. Where I will use next turn. Okay. So it could be worse. Let's see what happens this turn. And I am going to run out this Borrow. Often, some matchups, I'd like to wait on the Borrow until I have some way to blink it, some Soul Space refit, but this matchup, I don't got that kind of time. Pop up my graveyard because I do have Architect in my deck. Which would be a nice draw here. Architect for Downlink Overload. Would be very nice. There's Ephemia. Now we're going to target it. We are going to target it. We're going to target it with a reply to the call. Makes sense. That gets you your token. Yep. Yeah. The second one is the Ansem and Haste. Do we have the second target for Ephemia? That does not have haste. There we go. I take two. PTM says sorry habit. Yeah. Yeah. You assume Ephemia just is always on, but is not in fact the case. And high voltage face. That is their one of high voltage. Although they have 4 other burn spells in bleeding out. Untapped land is lovely here. Let's look at our top cards and then make a plan. Okay. I do not want this receive. That's easy graveyard, and I do want this refit. Yeah, that's a pretty obvious plan. I think this is a pretty clear Borrow here. Borrow is actually pretty good against Ephemia. I mean, Face of Animosity can get it up to 2 toughness, but tough for them to get this thing through 2 jellyfish. Agent Deception's quite likely to not be on right now. Hang is not the most efficient answer to Ephemia. And I have the Soul Space refit coming up next turn. So let's just run this out. Get myself 2 jellyfish, 2 life, and 2 cards. Okay, I'm probably not casting that second Borrow. I don't need that much. And it goes right here. Gonna be an exciting turn in 3 turns or so. Card that is most annoying against this, Ironcliff Blaster, which has first strike and is therefore not really interactable in combat, with given all their combat tricks. Ironcliff Blaster plus Face of Animosity is really scary. First strike and trample. Can't block it, can't jump it. That's why pretty soon I'd like to start leaving up these hangs and such. And it seems actually decently likely I'm going to have to trade off both Jellyfish for just Ephemia, and I accept this. What could be in their hand? I mean, almost anything. I guess the fact that the high voltage last turn, that could mean anything. I don't have great targets for high voltage in my deck other than maybe Exorcist of Errors, so it makes sense that they might just run it out there. I suppose they wouldn't do that if they had a ton of lands in hand, right? If that was like one of 2 spells in their hand and they were otherwise completely flooded, they wouldn't do that. They'd save it because they knew they had mono. So they are at least not super flooded, although they could still have lands in hand. Opponent is sinking. Next turn, if I draw a blank, probably just leave up Agent of Deception plus Hang plus Soul Space Refit. Yeah, that makes sense. There's no. I could run out a second Borrow, but there's no reason to do that. And how am I going to win this game? Most likely way I win this game is just by attacking with Jetstream Cruiser. I don't believe they can kill it. Uh, yeah, they could point 2 bleeding outs at it, but that seems highly unlikely. So if I can get to this and then use it to blink Agent Deception, keep myself safe. Oh, hi, Ironcliff Blaster. Yep. That's the card I was talking about. I would like to hang that, probably. 2 mana. Conscript! Yep. Oh, conscript targeting just their guys. Yep. Okay, so it's not actually that bad. It's just a 2/2 first strike. Honestly, Conscript as 1/1 token plus give this plus hit me for 2. I'm like, I shake on that any day of the week. That's a great use of my time. Oh, another refit. Oh, I could actually play the second Borrow. But there's not an immense need for that right now. And I'd really like to leave up mana in case my opponent does something silly, like reply to the call, reply to the call, reply to the call, Faith Phantomosity, which could be a thing that happens to me. Oh, this gets moved. Boop. And a boop. And I'm absolutely not even close to attacking with these jellyfish. These are for blocking. Um, yeah, these are for blocking. I'm going to run out this Murky Path, and I'm going to pass the turn. And if they run out like a okay, by the way, they missed their land drop last turn, so no lands in hand. Good thing to note. So 2 spells in hand. If they like run out a fabricated anomaly, I will agent it. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna if they try to go for pumping one of their guys, I'm gonna hang it. And if they don't force me to do anything, I'm gonna refit my borrow. That sounds like a plan. I'm at 13, which is not super comfy, but better than I usually expect to be on turn 4 against nearly mono red. In that conscript play, at least to me, that betrayed weakness. That was not a very high leverage use of conscript, a card which can be used to a much better advantage. Like, even just clearing these 2 jellyfish would have allowed them to get in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instead of the 2. So basically, they gave up 4 damage for a single human token. Why did they do that? Because they have Edgeland Pledge in hand, is the most likely explanation I can think of. Edgeland Pledge is the kind of card that would give you a reason to do that. Wait, no, it would have been 6 because Ironclad Blaster didn't have haste. So if they didn't target, so if they didn't target Blaster, it would only have been one. It would only been 5. So it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. It would have been 4. Okay, so they gave up 2 damage for the human. Okay, that makes more sense. Never mind. Never mind. They got a tough choice. Also, got to remember there's something under this, which it seems unlikely that it was a land. It seems that last turn they would have just like flipped this off as a land, play Ironcliffe Blaster if that was an option available to them. Even though it's slower, like probably worth it to develop their mana. I'm kind of just wishing this is like a fabricated anomaly, something really expensive that they're not going to get to for a while. Well, if they got the priority, they are sinking for a long time. Well, they should. It's an elimination match for both of us. Yeah, there was an Edgeland Pledge in there. Knew it. Well, I can't kill Solidarity tokens, so uh, resolves. Yep. Yeah. They don't have to pay for anything until it resolves, and I can't agent it obviously. So might just be hanger, and then they're gonna pay 1, pay blue, to tap my guys. Hmm. So okay, let's see how they attack. But I have an option available to me here. Okay, 2 plays. Hang iron. Hang Ironcliff Blaster. Take 6. Option 2, refit the Borrow. Get 2 untapped jellyfish. Block Ephemia and Human. Take 5. That seems better. It kills more things. It kills Ephemia, which is, scary card. And another thing, and I take less damage. And I advance my game plan more. So yeah. Refit the Boro. Gosh, then... So, a bunch of stuff happens. First, I get a memory token, which has a temple under it. Okay. Not bad. Then we move this over here. Then I get 2 jellyfish and gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. Ooh, a downlink overload. Then I sacrifice a jellyfish, discard a redundant jetstream cruiser. I definitely don't need that. I discard a redundant... No, I might need a second Boro. I definitely don't need 2 jetstream cruisers. Lose a life. And then still before locks, I'm just going to kill this Ironclad Blaster. Yeah, I just drew downlink overload, and I'm just going to use it. No reason not to. While they're tapped out. Mill, Grip Vestivarium, Mountain. Kill that. And then I block, and I take 2. Okay, well that worked out pretty well. They have a Solidarity token, and a Human token, and a Memory token, but that's not an enormous amount of pressure applied to me. Untap. Draw an Architect. Architect. Okay, that's another Soul Space refit whenever I want it. Okay. I don't mind the situation I'm in right now. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to run out this Temple of Origins and leave up 2 mana for Agent or Hang. Or Soul Space refit, or Crack Receive. Yep. Attach. Turn over. Hit the Temple of Origins. It taps for blue and red. I'm gonna ship the turn. Yeah, that turn went pretty well for me. I'm not even that vulnerable to Conscript. This is how I want the board to be, just like nearly empty. Now there are still 2 spells in their hand because they still didn't play a land last turn. By the way, drawing both downlink overloads this game, super lucky. Oh, one of the spells could have been another copy of Ephemia. That completely tracks. This smells like Face of Animosity. I'm gonna block, see if they go for it, and if they do, I'm gonna hang. If they have second Face of Animosity, then that's annoying. No, they just let it happen? Do they have a third Ephemia in hand? That smells like what happens here. This smells like third Ephemia. Could also be Savvy Smith? When I hang Savvy Smith? Probably should. No, it's Ironclad Blaster? Yeah, resolve. Okay, I think instead of hanging Ironclad Blaster, I'm going to refit this Boro. And just because I get the no sacrifice mode here. And I can kill this Ironclad Blaster. They have 1 card in hand. Ironclad Blaster has gotten a lot less scary to me now that they have 1 card in hand. Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. Then leave, then enter. I get to stack the triggers, however. Okay, PTM is. I didn't even get to show them the Jetstream Cruiser. Okay, sideboarding for this matchup. I want these two downlink overloads very much. Architect in hand was quite slow. So is Receive. Do I want this Xers? I think I want Xers more than Architect. Question is, do I want Click? I think I want Click more than Receive, basically. Do I want Click more than the last Architect is the question. That one's tougher. I do still think want these Duress. I think I do want Click. I think I'll keep one Architect. But Click is quite good because it can deal with stuff um, bunch of one drops or the solidarity tokens are annoying. This kills those. Okay. Looking at my opponent's deck, they have. I'm not sure what. I really don't know what the sideboard's up to, but I might see like some of the more controlling stuff come in, like Igneous's call, Research Grant turn into more of a grind. But like, I don't even mind having Exorcist and Click against that stuff. Gonna be on the draw again. What are we looking at? 3 lands, the one of Architect, but it looks like Exorcist into Borrow. Looks good to me. Opponent is mulliganing. That also looks good to me. Okay, opponent keeps 6. Yeah, I didn't intend Borrow as an anti-aggro meta call, but it is quite good against a lot of aggro decks. Here we see Euphemia. Boy, Euphemia. Jetstream. I would like one of those eventually. No 1-drop here is annoying. Like, I don't have any downlink overloads in this hand, which is, I think, just the number 1 card I want in this matchup. Which means all manner of bad things could happen to me this turn, but appear not to be. Land. Research Grant. Savvy Smith. I think I have to kill that. Yeah, I could Exorcist right now, but I need to kill Savvy Smith. This thing is so much trouble. Next turn I could run out Borrow, but I might want to save it until... Okay, yeah. Reply to the call. Makes sense. Get your human. Oh, how many islands are they running? Exactly 1 island. That's their 1 of island. And it looks like it's causing them some trouble because they weren't able to play a second spell this turn. Hang again. Okay, this time I'm not doing it. Exorcist or Borrow here. I don't have a way to blink Borrow, and I don't want to pay. I'd have to pay 2 life for it. Because of those reasons, I will Exorcist first. They have no counter magic. They have no 1/1 blue cards of any kind, I think. What's going on? What's going on in that head of yours? I do really want to see their whole hand. Not super. There's nothing I super want to take. I just want to know what I'm up against. Bonus sinking on the split. Okay. Let's look at these. We got a Cash Thrasher, but that's not great against Exorcist. We got an Anomaly. Anomaly's pretty annoying. And they could easily play it next turn. Here's what I'm thinking. They played Island last turn. They wouldn't have done that if they had any other land in their hand, right? If they had Misty Peak, they would have played tapped Misty Peak. If they, like, what are their other lands? Primal Fissure definitely would have played that. Rousing Path would have played that. Mountain maybe wouldn't have played Mountain. So the card in the hand could be 2 Mountain. Also, how do I feel about opponent playing Fabricated Anomaly here? I'm not enormously annoyed. I could just hang it. It doesn't let any of their stuff attack through Exorcist. Yeah. Maybe I'm reading too hard, but I think there's some goodies in the face down pile. Knew it! I knew it! My reads are immaculate. Take Momentous Charge, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Thrasher, Anomaly, Voltage, no lands is what is in their hand. Thank you very much, PTM, yes. Well, the good news is, if they draw, like, another Anomaly here, they just play Thrasher and pass. They can't get in for damage at all. Ooh, Bleeding Out. Let's hope they drew Bleeding Out. Looks like my curve is just next turn Borrow, turn after that Architect for Hang. Hopefully turn after that Jetstream. Maybe find something else to do. Top deck card was Mounted. This is Fabricated Anomaly. This is High Voltage. Okay. I spent 2 mana on that. I spent 3 mana on that. So, shake on it. Cards in hand. These two plus... Yeah. PTM is being very helpful. Plus Momentous Charge. Yeah? Borrow. Hmm. I think I just run out the Borrow. Yeah, I have no way to blink it right now, but maybe I'll find one, and my other options are just so slow. I'm not hang. I could leave up Hang. Then they run out Anomaly. I hang it. I'm just, like, not incredibly enthused by this plan. Maybe I should be. Maybe I should be happy if just hang whatever they play next turn. But no, I'd like to advance my own gameplay and spend my mana efficiently. Also, I could draw down Link Overload here, and then I'd shock an Enigmatic Fan and cast it. And that'd be great. I don't know why the tokens get produced in this order and this arrangement. As far as I can tell, there's no way to get Cockatrice to do it the way I want. No lands, but I drew a refit. Or not no lands. No 1-drops, but I drew a refit. Sure, that's just tapped Enigmatic Fan. Pass. Okay, this is kind of a slow draw, but they missed a land drop, which is kind of slowing them down a little. I will not walk into the face-up Momentous Charge. If they do Anomaly, they can put a counter on each of these, and I'll just trade both for Ephemia, no problem. Next turn looks like Hang plus Refit is most likely. That's just the highest tempo play I can make. Might even be Refit on my turn, so I can hit the land drop. Opponent. Top deck card, not a land it looks like. Unless they're being very patient and planning out their turn. Looks like Anomaly? It is Anomaly. Okay. I mean, obviously, Anomaly is a very strong card, but I'm not, like, feeling enormously threatened by this. Here's their graveyard. 3 cards in it. So they could attack with both. What if they attack just with human? Oh, they bin Cash Thrasher. Cards in hand, momentous charge, 2 unknowns. Binning Cash Thrasher is a little unusual. It seems pretty good on this board. What are they looking for? Did not hit a land. Or unless they're keeping lands past 3 to discard the puzzle box, which is definitely possible. What's the attack of just human? Okay, well I won't have to think about that. I'm definitely blocking down a Fimia. Fimia must die. Easy block. Easiest block of my life. Ooh, I drew a land. Okay. That means I don't have to soul space on my turn. I can soul space on their turn for surprise blockers. I could also preemption demon. That might kill puzzle blocks at some point, honestly. But there's no hurry on that. Yeah, this is hang, leave up, refit. The alternate play is architect for hang right now. That's not even that bad. But I want to have architect for refit available in the future. You know, I should make hay while the sun shines. I should get my refit value while I can. It's good value. I'm gonna hang right now so I don't get blown out by face of whatever it's called, the the combat trick. Hang. Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot to advance my program. You're on program A. That does matter. Just missed it on my first main phase. No problem at all. Although it does matter here. Cards in hand, momentous charge, 3 unknowns, which may or may not include lands. I would play my 4th land, but I'm known for being very greedy and not great at playing aggro decks, so that doesn't mean anything. Here's a good question. Do I want to block this human token with 2 jellyfish? I think I do. At very least, there's no reason not to do this before blocks. It might prompt them to do something. Okay. So let's do a bunch of stuff. We get one of these. What's in the box? It's an enigmatic fan. Okay. So I get the leave trigger, lose a life, discard a card, which is going to be backup borrow. I don't need 2 of them. Sack a creature, which doesn't happen. Then move it over here. Make 2 jellyfish. Draw 2 cards. Ooh, a downlink overload. And gain 2 life. Now do I block? That is an interesting question. Obviously, momentous charge could just like deal 4 to me right now. There's not much I can do about this. If I block, would I like to make this trade? If they had nothing in hand, would I like to make this trade? Yes. If I block, what's the bad thing that happens to me? They have Face of Animosity. I think I'd rather force Face of Animosity right now instead of having them cast it while they have Ephemias, Savvy Smiths, or Ironcliffs in play. So block. Okay, they discard the Momentous Charge, so I know none of the cards in their hand. They could flash back Momentous Charge, deal 2 damage to me. And I would be so happy if they spent 2 mana and a Momentous Charge from their graveyard to deal 2 damage to me. That might have been them digging for Face of Animosity, which they could very easily have. They didn't have a great opportunity to play it on any previous turn. No? Yeah, handshake on that. They have no creatures? I'm happy. Here's the Savvy Smith. Promo one this time. And they're going to trigger it immediately. Land. Okay, they are playing a land. Okay, leaving up 2 mana looks like it could be. Let me just quickly refresh me on the instance. Bleeding out. Reply to the call, Face of Animosity. It's not reply to the call. They surely would have played that turn. It's bleeding out, Face of Animosity. That's it. Those are the instants I'm worried about. Untap. Draw. Exorcist. I do like Exorcist here. Although, possibility they have bleeding out makes that maybe less exciting. If I downlink Overload here and that forces out a Face of Animosity, I'm like very fine with that, and then I can architect for Hang or Overload immediately. I don't think I get to play this land this turn. But I'm not in any rush. Just gonna open by trying to kill this. What do you have to say about that, opponent? Bleeding out? Bleeding out! Yep. Expect as much. That's fine. They get a gotta be token? Token. Okay, so they like the card in their hand. Or at least they don't like it less than getting a 1/1 token. Cool. Is it Exorcist? Maybe it's Exorcist. That seems like I don't know, I don't mind that. Yeah, I could also preemption their puzzle box. That's the other option. So my options are Exorcist plus hit land drop, or preemption demon your puzzle box. Eh, whatever, the puzzle box gives them an extra look. I am not incredibly annoyed by that. Let's just run out the Exorcist and see what happens. Bleeding out. Yeah, take that. Yeah, give me that. Their hand was 2 bleeding out. Okay, glad that's gone. I could leave up Agent Reception, but that's just unnecessarily cowardly. Tap land. I love hitting my land drops. It's my favorite thing in the world. Now, they're not completely out of gas. They have a Momentous Charge in their graveyard, so I will not block the construct. Will I? I might still block the construct, actually. Oh, they drew something good. It's another anomaly. Anomaly. Yeah, okay, well, okay. Preemption Demon Puzzle Box is a little silly now, because you could have attacked with construct before playing that. I would not have blocked. Momentous Charge exists. Maybe I would have blocked. Maybe you shouldn't have done it. Ephemeral Mire? Excellent. Okay. Now, I could play Jetstream Cruiser here. Jetstream Cruiser is pretty good. But, I want to get ahead of this Borrow. So this might just be Architect 4 refit. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have 2 extra mana to leave up Agent of Deception. That seems like a worthwhile use of my time. Or just whatever I draw off the Borrow, honestly. If I draw a Hang, that's even better. The Anomaly could make their thing get a little bigger. But it's not that bad. It's not that much of a problem. Let's run out the Architect and see what happens. Architect. Build Hang. Island. Downlink Overload. Those are all nice cards, but I'm going to flashback Soul Space Refit. This is the kind of assorted value I love to get. Duress. Okay, that's not very good. That might stand with memory forever. Unattach. attach, gain 2 life, make 2 jellyfish, draw 2 cards, lose a life, lose a jellyfish, discard this ephemeral mire. No, I can't spend 3 mana this turn anyway. Discard the swamp. And this is exiled. Oh look, I drew a hang. I'm just gonna cast that right now. And play another ephemeral mire. That's all my hangs, but I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing more than okay. Jetstream Cruiser plus Architect, by the way, is quite an interaction. And now, I may start actually winning the game. And by starting the game, I'm actually getting pretty fast, because Ephemeral Mires are 1 to activate. Yeah, okay, well, they're going to find a good card, almost assuredly. There's 2 Momentous Charge in their graveyard. Okay, they drew Mountain. Well, the first 2 cards weren't good. Was the 3rd card good? This game seems pretty well locked up. I just have access to so much stuff. Yeah, Ironcliffe Blaster, that's enormously acceptable. Plus Momentous Charge on it? Yep. Makes it, what, a 4/2 first strike? Yep. Glad to see Momentous Charge gone. That card is scary. Shall I chump with a jellyfish? For 4 life? Is that worth it? I think that's worth it. What if I get burnt? I've only seen 1 bleeding out. Untap. Draw. Temple. Okay, how much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Attack with Ephemeral costs 2. Jetstream Cruiser costs 5. Agent Decide costs 2. Preemption costs 3. So I'm not quite ready to start attacking with Ephemeral Mires yet. I'd rather leave up Agent plus Jetstream. Is that too much? It's possible that's just excessive. No, I want Agent plus Preemption or Agent plus Jetstream next turn. Those are both quite plausible things I might want to do. And I think I might not play this Temple because I want to discard it to Jetstream Cruiser. Cool. And this is Duress, which is useless to me. Preemption just makes me feel nice and warm and cozy. Nothing bad can happen to me while I Preemption Demon up. I even have Jetstream, discard card, Freight Architect, Architect for Downlink Overload, cast Downlink Overload. That's a thing I could do this turn if I wanted to. Possibly a thing I should have done on their upkeep, actually. Okay, they bin an anomaly to draw a card. Yeah, I can't stop any of this. What will we be seeing here? Okay. I will block, and if they go for something, I will do the Jetstream Architect Overload play. If they don't go for anything, I'll just... Blockers. Nothing before blockers. You got an instant? Oh, you have Momentous Charge. 1, 2, Iron Cliff. I'm going to spawn to Ironcliff trigger with a Jetstream cruiser. They want to do. They don't do anything in response. Discard Temple. Add green counter. Remove green counter. Blink Architect. Mill bunch of lands. Flashback Downlink Overload. Face Animosity? Reply to the call. Oh, as they draw another reply to the call, they get to save their Ironcliff here. They discard a control. Oh, they found another reply to the call? Nice. Okay, well, this just does some damage to me. 5-3, down to 3-1, then back up 3. So 6 total? I believe I take 6. For 1 plus free for triggers. Yeah, I take 6 damage. No. Overload is not. Whatever that card was. That. No. This is -2, -2. Oh, it's in my grave. It's in my exile as well. Okay. Yeah, it was quite a stack fight. Dress. Okay, well, I'm going to cast it. With a bleeding out. Love to see that. Oh, sorry. Well, forgot to move this. That's actually quite relevant here. I could use Jetstream Cruiser to kill this Ironcliff Blaster. Or I could also attack him with 1 Ephemeral Mire, leave up Preemption Demon. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, I'm not attacking Architect. 7, that makes it lethal next turn? Sure. Wait, hold on, segmentation. They take the 10. Sure. So they're dead to just Jetstream over the top next turn. Preemption Demon presumably prevents anything really bad from happening to me. Like, I can preempt the Ironcliff Blaster, there's nothing they can do about that. I can also flashback anything, including Borrow or Duress, with Agent of Deception. Yeah, I think I'm good. They can't have two bleeding outs because they only have one card in hand. They could have Igneous Vision. They don't have mana for Igneous Visions plus get a bunch of stuff that does things. Ironclad Blaster can take care of preemption. They could go Ephemia, start targeting it with stuff like Reply to the Call. But they have one Reply to the Call left. There's three in the graveyard. Whatever card in the hand. It was Face of Animosity. Okay. Yeah, I think that was the first Face Venom I saw this game, so it's quite likely that they're going to draw those. Bin Face. Resolves. Bin. Misty Peak. Resolves. Okay. GG. What a stack. Okay, so we are not O2. We get to live to fight another day. Uh, uh, you will be seeing more of PTM this week because PTM is not enough PTM. You'll see more of this deck or PTM's deck this week because Lee is on exactly the same deck um and fighting Peacock. Thank you all, and good night.